Hello, everyone. How are you? As the caption says, the universe sent the police to set me free. That is what I am going to be talking about today. And those exact words are what I wrote in my journal um, 3 weeks ago tomorrow, because 3 weeks ago today is when this event happened. So join on in. I will tell you all about how the universe sent the police to set me free and what exactly that means. Obviously, I'm here speaking to you, but it is a crucial part of the story. So welcome for those of you who are new, and for those of you, hi Dana, who are returning. My name is Patty, and I specialize in helping you become the rock star of your life who already has everything that you desire so that those things actually manifest for you and have no choice but to become reality. And as you can see, I'm in a new location. I'm still working out my lighting, so you guys will bear with me because, that's what we do. Life happens and we keep going. And I just want to make sure I can see comments and turn that all down. Okay, so this, just to kind of set, oopsie, I'm rolling around, just to set a little bit of, to let you know what I will be sharing with you today. I'm going to share the story, of course, of what I preambled, share a recap of the story. I will share how I wrote it out, kind of what the process was for me, briefly, what I learned and realized about myself, and what I wrote in my journal. Like I said to you, I wrote those words in my journal, but I will tell you about that. And then what I got from it, kind of what I'm getting from it, if you will. Let's see if I can do this. I think I might be able to do this for at least for a while without the glasses. I can see the comments on my phone and on StreamYard. So let's get going. And if you guys have questions, I will answer some questions. I will just kind of, for boundary purposes, I'm not going to go into the details of who and the what's because of privacy and because things are still actually kind of playing out, not involving me, but I will respect that aspect of it. And so like those types of details, because they're really not crucial to what I am sharing with you today. So let's get going. Let's dive in. 3 weeks ago today, which was September 7th, 2022, I was at home in my apartment. Some of you, if you have been around, know that I was in a one-bedroom apartment. And so the backstory that you may not know is I was living there had moved in there with my boyfriend. And 5 months prior, so about 5.5 months ago, we ended our relationship, but remained roommates. And that was simply because it was felt more like roommates instead of a relationship. So I brought that up, addressed it, said, okay, we can be friends, still have the roommate aspect. And that was going okay. There was no animosity. And then how just things start shifting. Your intuition starts speaking to you. Things just don't seem right. It's like something is just off. There's nothing I can say. Like, there still was no animosity. So, but you start hearing that voice. You start hearing the voice, and I realized that, okay, this is not going to work moving forward. And I wrote in my journal that I do not want to continue living with him when I moved from that apartment, which was planning maybe the end of this year, beginning of next year. So hold on, let me see. Yes, exactly. Gotta listen to it. So something is just not feeling right. And so I made that internal decision. I didn't know how I was going to bring up the conversation. I didn't know how it was going to play out, but it wasn't happening yet. And I still felt this internal struggle. It's like, what is off here? Things, we're not having conversations. It's just not feeling cohesive. And my big focus, like I talk to you guys about a lot, is focus on me. How am I reacting to the situation? How can I respond, or what can I do? So I focused on me, letting go of it's not my place to motivate him. It's not my place, whatever, whatever, whatever. I am responsible for me. So I wrote that down in my journal. I will be moving from here on my own. I don't know what that looks like. And so just that feeling of feeling unsettled. It's like, okay. And I couldn't put a finger on it, and there was no back and forth type of communication. So what I wrote, and I'm going to get back to this in detail when I talk about what's in my journal, but I wrote down very briefly that I am done struggling with this. I don't have my journal in front of me, but like I need guidance, or show me the way to work this out. Because of course, when we want to figure something out, where do we go? In our head. Let me think this through. Let me plot this out. Let me figure it out. So I am done struggling with this relationship and this situation. 3 days later, 2 or 3 days later, was September 7th. And that morning, my routine was not normal. I instead of getting up right away and doing my exercise and meditating or whatever, I got up and was like, you know what? I have to write some stuff out. I need to write some things out. And that was after this niggling, if you will, in my brain. Patty, get up. Patty, it's time to get up. Stop lollygagging. Get up. Okay, I'm up. Got my coffee, listening to my music, gonna write in my journal, because that's what I was like, okay, I feel like I need to write something. So I started writing, and through the curtain, which was covering the front door is a sliding door, I saw like people walking by, which at first was no big deal, and then that's when that pound, like on TV, that came across, police department, number 6, open the door, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, okay. So I pulled open the curtain, opened the door, and there's a gang of police officers. And one, like walked me out, come outside. I'm like, okay. And that was, okay, what is going on? Of course, they can't tell you anything right away because they need to secure the area. What they were doing was serving a search warrant, and they had it. They did all the proper things. And I will preface this also that I was treated with nothing but kindness, nothing but respect, and all that for the situation. So they brought me outside. Truth be told, there are several things on my bucket list that were not on my bucket list that I can now check off of life experiences. I was temporarily, again, not for a long time, put in handcuffs while they figured out what was going on. They took my boyfriend out. And from there, then once that was it, then that's when I was, the handcuffs were taken off of me. It was purely temporary. They needed to organize and see who was there and who wasn't. They would not tell me what the charges were. And that's, again, not relevant. But as I'm being walked down the stairs, because they had the search warrant and I could not be in my home as they were searching for whatever it is they were searching for, they walked me out to the street, and there I am, the front of my sidewalk. I was what constitutes my pajamas, which was shorts and a tank top. So I was not like indecent or anything, but I was not ready for the day. Outside, the detective was asking me, questions, and again, very kind to me. But all of this, what I realized about myself is I dropped right into where it was. Like as I'm walking down the steps, I literally was saying to myself, I'm walking down the steps escorted by police. I'm walking down steps in front of that's what was going through my head. I had not yet ventured out. It's like I dropped right into the moment. And I will say, this comes from my spiritual practices, my personal development practices, my grounding practices. What I realized down the line was me personally, was in, I wish I had a visual. I was in the eye of the tornado. The tornado was happening around me. It didn't involve me. It was chaos around me. I was in the eye of the tornado, and I dropped right in there and kept that perspective. I answered questions. I responded. I cooperated. Again, I was treated very kindly, very respectfully, professionally. And so that circumstance is still playing out in the legal sense. Nothing, absolutely nothing was directed at me. They were not looking for me. They didn't have anything. I didn't even get taken to the station to ask questions. They only spoke to me there. They executed their search warrant, which took about an hour and a half. So I'm outside my apartment building, hour and a half, being, I guess they had to make sure, someone was always with me. So it's like I probably didn't, run off, and answered questions, and they could not tell me. And so the next thing that I had to do was, after all that, was go back into my apartment when I was finally able to. They were looking for electronic devices. So it was an electronic communications type of thing. And it was not like everything emptied, but I have video because I know, and my coaches on this call document the journey. I videotaped what my apartment looked like when I entered it. And I'm saving that, right? It's like documenting the journey. Last thing that on the legal aspect of it, it is consistent of 13 felony charges that I'm not going to go into detail about. Nothing towards me, not that it makes it better. And I made the decision in that moment. The next couple of days, there was a lot of chaos. I have, my people that I reached out to and all the things. I actually, if you will remember, September 7th was the first time ever that I have canceled a live. I did not go live that day. Now you know why. And that was the first time ever. Things have changed since then. And so what I learned in that moment was that I am in the eye of the tornado, that the chaos is going on around me. And as long as I am present in that and relying on my grounding practices, on my mindfulness practices, on knowing and trusting that everything is happening for me, not to me. This played out in real life. It's very easy to say those things, right? When things are good. It's very easy to feel like things are great. Yes, nothing's happening to me. It's all for me, when it's not happening. The universe showed me the type of person I am now, that I have become, because I know how I would have reacted in the past. And I know that the levels of stress that I now know how to handle are preparing me for future events, for amazing things that have not yet happened. These are the beliefs, and I can say that now because I've experienced this chaos. These are the beliefs and the truths that I know are true for me, that I am fine. I am being taken care of. Things are happening for me, not to me. I am in the eye of the tornado. I didn't ever question what is going to happen to me because I knew I had done nothing. And there's always that, what if something's implicated? All that stuff goes through your head. But that core belief, because it's been tested right then and there, I am fine. And I also was presented with the kindness of other people. The police, like I said, were very kind to me, very professional. My neighbor walked by. She was coming home or something like that. And she asked me, I will never forget this. And I told her, she asked me, do you want my shoes? Because I was barefoot. I mean, like that in that moment was the kindest thing anyone had ever said to me. It felt like it, right? So I now know what my core beliefs are. I can say I believe these things. And so let me look at my notes at what I'm going to next. Like I said, the legal thing is still playing out. This is where I was going. I decided, okay, after I've settled, calm, had my emotions, felt my emotions, anger, a little bit of fear maybe with the circumstances, uncertainty. I'm like, okay, I am okay. I can move forward here on my own. Okay, I can handle this. I'm capable. I have, the financial ability to, okay, I'm here on my own. I'm moving forward on my own. I will continue to build my business. I will continue to embody and become the person that I the continual up leveling of me so that I attract the things that I want. Well, we go about it. I don't know how long it was. I lose track of time. So I go on about my business. Okay, the apartment managers, were very understanding. And let's see. I've been here about 2 weeks, so a little bit over 3 weeks, somewhere in there. Beginning of October. That's exactly when it was. The weekend, whenever October 1st fell, like that weekend. The middle of the week, I was again another ringing of the doorbell, not the police. Excuse me. I get served with a 3-day notice, basically an eviction notice. Okay, well, what? Well, what? Contacted the attorney who served that and said, you are not on the lease, because I was not. My boyfriend, when he got the apartment, had signed the lease. So I was not on the lease, but I was a resident of the apartment. Based on the circumstances that he was arrested and all that entailed, that went along with that, the attorney for the apartment manager said that it would be a liability to them to continue to allow us to live there, should he come back and blah, blah, blah. So the attorney says, if you are able and cooperate to leave within the 30 days, you will not be attached to any of the proceedings that will be continuing from here. I'm like, I'll be gone in 3 days. I don't know how. I'll be gone in 3 days. And what I learned about myself then was actually a message I had heard on an Audible book the week before popped into my head, that possessions are not important. Possessions, we are guardians of them for a time. And if we get so attached into owning and possessing anything, be it money, people, things, then they actually own us. That's what flashed through my head. Excuse me, but the shit doesn't matter. The shit doesn't matter. It's things. I did pack up what was truly important to me and contacted people. I put my personal possessions in storage at my mom's rental property. So I know that those things, which were less than 10 boxes, are safe in safekeeping. And where I am now, I am at my brother and sister-in-law's place in Orange County, about an hour south of where I was before. And I'm fine. I'm fine. The things are not attached to me. I am not connected to that. I am only affected in the sense that I'm in a better place geographically than I was before. I did not have to figure out, like I said, I am done struggling with this situation and this relationship. It's been ripped off like a Band-Aid. And it's like, nope. So the universe said, okay, I am here to help you. You're done struggling. I'm going to send the police. It's going to be a little chaotic, it said, but you'll be fine. Send the police. And I'm like, okay, so now I'm settling. And the universe again says, nope, you are not designed. You are not meant to stay here. Here is not the place for you. You will not blossom here. I'm going to you're done. You're ready. You're embodying. You're becoming the new person. Here, get out of this place. And what I did and what I realized about myself is that I am listening to those messages. And yes, I had moments of breakdowns and tears and anger and frustration. And how the hell can you put me in this situation? It was temporary. I felt it. I let it go. And looking back on the last 6 weeks, I can say that I am now also the person who takes ownership for my decisions, because I have had people say, you should have done this. You walked away from everything. Well, everything. You could have done this. This would, you know what? This has been my response. And without any animosity, without any anger, I said, I made the decisions. I am standing by them. I made my decisions. There are 1,000,001 different ways that it could have played out. Other decisions I could have made. In the moment, the universe made very sure, nope, you don't have time to think this through. You know what to do, or you can feel the right way. I'm giving you the answers. And here I am. Yes, hello, OC. I'm not looking at the comments on purpose so that I keep focused, but I will go back to them. Hello, OC, Orange County, for those of you who are not in California. And what I want to touch back on, where am I on my notes here? That's what I realized about myself. I am a strong person. I can handle more stress than the me of 10 years ago, of 5 years ago. Look at this. I am fine. And I know I'm fine. And I know I will continue to be fine. And I know right now that the things that were not in alignment, the things that were weights, have been removed for me. And I shouldn't say all I did. What I did was say, I am done and I'm asking for help. This is what I desire. This is how I want to move forward. And going back to what I wrote in my journal, because I want you hear me talk about journaling all the time. And this is more of a life event, updating you, letting you know where I am, but also because it's important, I think, to share that life isn't always peaches and cream, but we need to decide how we react, how we respond, and that these personal development, these becoming me, this manifesting me, it serves a purpose when I share it with you guys. Becoming that person is shedding those old skins, like the snake skin that no longer fit. It's getting you ready for those things. The circumstances that get you to where you want, you may not have dreamed of. I would never have dreamed, that 6 or 7 or however many police officers, banging on my door is actually what led to me being here. I didn't have to figure it out. The universe, God, spirit, source, the divine did it for me. And that is what is always, 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 always available to you and always available to me. Surrender it, turn it up. This is what I want. And I'm going to show up as that person. And I'm going to be calm as I can. And I'm going to be centered. And I'm going to get back to that when I notice myself getting off track. And I have been fine. I haven't been that person that I probably would have been in my 20s, like, oh my gosh, life is falling apart and crumbling. And, I'm not falling apart. And I'm actually kind of checking in on myself every now and then. It's like, really? Are you good? Yes, I'm good. So what I have wrote, because I talked about vision boards, I wrote about, like I said, I'm done struggling with this relationship. I'm ready to move forward. This situation, I don't know how to figure it out, but I'm turning it over, and it was resolved for me. You hear me talk about vision boards. On my vision boards that I have even shown you some of, I wrote the things that I wanted when I moved from there, when I moved from that apartment, which was always the plan, or had been the plan for a while. I wanted outdoor space because it was a 1-bedroom apartment with no real outdoor space or balcony or anything. I wanted outdoor space. I wanted places to go walk. I wanted pets, or to have a pet, and outdoor areas, and just being around nature, and more accessibility to things like that. I was like, well, I don't know how that's going to happen, but it's going to. And where I am at my brother and sister-in-law's home, they've been here about 4 months. So it's actually, they just moved here not that long ago. There's a beautiful yard. There's Margie the yellow lab, who I have shared some pictures of in my post and in my stories. My sister-in-law loves plants. My sister-in-law is a plant person. So we have all the plants and things to do. There's beautiful spaces outdoors with a fire pit and a hammock and a yard. And there are endless access to trails here. Walking trails, bike trails, even equestrian trails, if I choose, which I would love to get back into horseback riding. All that is here. And some of you may remember, Dana will remember this. I know she's here because I talked about it on a prior live with the vision board. I wanted a place with a gas stove. My brother and sister-in-law's house has a gas stove. No more electrical stove. Now, I know this is not my permanent place, but what this is doing right here where I am is normalizing my next level. This is what now will be normal for me, right? Going from that tiny little space to bigger space and access to all the things. And I know that I'll just move from here into that. How? I don't know. But I now know it, I mean, I can now fully realize and believe and say with conviction that the how is not up to me. I don't need to know the how. Obviously, I don't need to know the how. So these are all things I wrote down. These are things I have listed. Outside area, walking trails, having a pet, gas stove, all of those things I can check off. And even though it's not my home that I own, it's normalizing it for me. It is my starting point to move, continue moving forward into what I want. And now I have that, now I have the evidence that absolutely everything I want is available to me. And I don't need to know how I'm going to get it. I just need to know what I want. And I have to show up in life every day as that person as much as I can and continue getting back to center when I get derailed. Continue incorporating my spiritual practices and my personal development practices and becoming that badass rock star version of me. And every single thing that has happened in my life has gotten me here, has given me a person. I saw this somewhere, has given me a person, an experience, a skill, rewritten a belief that is benefiting me. And every time I identify something that I want, I just throw it in the pot. I throw it in the pot of things that I want. And then I'm going to, work towards. And yes, I have to take action, but I don't have to know how it's going to happen. I simply need to continue manifesting me every single day. And that's what I want for you guys. I want you to manifest you every day, because the more you focus on you, the things will come to you, even things beyond what you could have imagined. Continue identifying the things that you want, that you desire. I'm just correcting myself from that book that I listened to, A Happy Pocket Full of Money. Use the word desire instead of want, because want feels far away. Want feels like I'm lacking. Desire means I desire it. I have a wish for it. I want to continue it or expand it. So see, always learning. So whatever I'm at, what I learned and realized about myself, what I wrote in my journal, and what I got. What I got was an experience. What I got was something to share with you guys. I now have a talk that I can talk about till the end of days, right? That I can refer back to this. I can expand on this. I can talk and speak to people about this. It has given me an experience that I can also guide people through. And that has also very plainly been exemplified for me, that this is what I want. Even though all this was going on, I did my challenge, my 5-day challenge from here in my nephew's office downstairs, because that felt good to me. I wanted to keep doing that. I desired to keep doing that. And so I did it. Different circumstances, different place, but that felt good. So I know that that's my calling. And I know that every single experience is moving me in that direction or teaching me a lesson. And even through the bumpy and the scary parts and the uncertain parts, I can now say again with conviction that I know it's all happening for me. And I'm going to have more hard moments. And I shared in my story today, I climbed a hill here, and at the top was the stables and a view of the ocean. It was overcast that day, but I walked up that hill. The closer I got to the top, the slower my steps were. But one step in front of the other, and I got to the top of the hill for that section of it. So, yes, OKC seems to be a magnet. I have heard that tower card, Sister Heather. That is what I said to my friend when I called her. I said, I just had my tower moment. I've had my tower moment, and it feels like just the things have been shaken loose. And what she said to me is like, well, now you've had the tower, but look how the universe is now putting it back together, putting the pieces back together to help you in the way that you want, in the way that benefits you, without all that extra garbage, without all that extra weight. But it was most definitely a tower moment. No one likes everything. I love it, and it's okay. Oh, I see. Okay, so yes, I was just gonna scroll through these. Um, Listen to the gut. Yes. What on earth am I hearing? Yes, I bet I did get your attention, Heather. I scrolled back to the top, but that was a moment, an experience in my life that has shown me, and that's what I think is the lesson here. So I do want to tie it to a lesson that when we say we want something, we have to, it's important to be receptive to, to the universe and God or whoever you work with doing it for you. We don't have to figure it out. Get out of our heads. And don't get me wrong, I'm still human. I will continue to be human, thinking things through is, wanting to figure it out. But when I realize that, it's like, okay, I catch myself doing that. And I will probably repeat some of these lessons in life later on, and I'll have to revisit them. And that's okay, because every time I experience something, it makes it that much easier the next time. Or I learn something, oh, like, okay, I can see where this is going. I can see how I did this before. Yes, I'm so glad I documented it. Yes. Yeah, my neighbor. Oh, she was so sweet. We did exchange numbers. We didn't have to exchange numbers there because we were right next to each other, but we did exchange numbers. And oh, we should could have been there to help. I appreciate that. Oh my goodness. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that which no longer serves me, and I didn't have to figure it out. We do need to hang out. Absolutely. Talk about signs. Yes. I need to visit Southern California. Yes. And OKC. I see how everything is. So thank you guys. A magnet for West Coasters. Yes. And you know what else I have learned? What else did I say I wanted? What else did I say I desired? I desired to be again, using Tiffany's words, a digital nomad. Guess what I've done? I have a bag that is my office in a bag. I can pack that bag. I can go work at the library. I can go find really cute places to work from here. My nephew also likes to go hang out different places, so I can ask him for cool places to go check out. And I'm available for that. And I am living that. I sometimes catch myself. It's 10 o'clock in the morning or 10:30, and I'm like, do I need to do anything? No, I have the freedom. I have the flexibility to work from wherever I am. And as long as I get that done, and so my days now look a little bit different because I've up leveled and taking control of my time, learning how to take control of my time in those circumstances from before has made it that much easier to do here, where I'm given more space to create, more opportunities to focus on the things that are important. And that also came from this experience. So I might have been less front facing, but I realized what's important. I've communicated with people, with my audience via email. I continued with my challenge. And so maybe it didn't look the same, but I didn't go anywhere. I continued to show up in the manner that I could. And I continued to focus, okay, what is the primary thing that I need to do today? And once that primary thing is done, then the other stuff is bonus. Or and I'm saying, oh, I was giving so much time to the busy work that really wasn't moving me forward. And look at how much focusing on the main thing first, in those first few days, it was so that I could deal with what I needed to deal with. Now it's just like, oh, get this thing done and look at how much time you have, how much time, extra time I have left in the day to actually live life, right? Instead of be tied to busy work that I was creating for myself. So I thought it was important to share this story in the context that I did. Life, I have a very naturally upbeat personality, but that doesn't mean everything is hunky-dory going on around me. I just now know that I'm always, I'm in the eye of the storm, or I was, and I could have chosen to get caught up in all that whirlwind. I could have chosen to think that it was happening to me, but I know better. I now know better, so I do better. That comes from what? Is it Maya Angelou quote? So I'm in a better place physically, geographically, energetically, spiritually, emotionally. And I'm around people that I like being around. I get to hang out with my brother, my sister-in-law, my nephew. And where I go from here will be what has been normalized here for me and up level. And I will continue to be uncomfortable as I up level, but that's the process. It's not normal for us yet. So I now know that I obviously can do it, and I will be given everything that I desire as long as I continue being the person who matches it, who matches the things that I desire. And I will get surprises along the way with things that are even better than what I knew, right? Yes, the universe does deliver in its own way, and it's in its own timing. Perfect timing. Fires renew soil. Absolutely. Yes. So that's what I have for you, friends. And I would like to invite you, for those of you who are not yet in the Blue Moon Magic Tribe Facebook group, I have our monthly Q&A, coffee conversation and coaching coming up with the upcoming new moon next week. So I invite you to join the Blue Moon Magic Tribe Facebook group. That is where you get a little bit more time, right? With the monthly coaching call, I have other classes and things and resources available for you there. And we can dive into, what it looks like for you when life is challenging. Shoot me your Q&A where you can come on screen with me if you choose. You do not have to. But join us over there because this is very open and public facing. And there is a quieter space. I shouldn't say quieter because it's very active and there's great people. It is a safer space, an enclosed space. And I also now have realized that the thing that I love to do is to have get in front of people, like workshops or talking or classes. And so I will be focusing on offering that. And so I invite you to just join in there, keep checking back here. It's not the normal thing that I ask you to do. Oh, excuse me. But I'm also realizing what's important and how moving forward will look a little different than it did before, and how my focus and what I share and how I offer things will look a little different. And that's absolutely okay because we only learn by doing and trying and getting clear as we do, getting out of our head, not thinking it the way through. Ooh, dry throat. I spoke more than I thought I did, probably. Yes. More Patty. Woohoo. Yes. Awesome. So I will continue to expand on the lessons because there are probably 20 different tentacles that I could, go down for lessons and things that I realized about myself. But I thought it was important to share my life, my life update. Life looks much different than it did 6 weeks ago. And it only looks different for the better. Every single thing that I could compare is for the better than it was 6 weeks ago. And so that's where I'm moving forward from. So thank you guys. I am back to my weekly Wednesday lives. It looks like 3:00 Wednesdays, 3:00 Pacific is the time that works. And again, that may change, but if I can come back from that, then you guys can get back or start whatever it is that you desire as well. And I am here to help. I am happy to help. I am here to serve. And that's what I'm going to keep doing. So thank you guys. I don't think I missed anything else. I will go back through. I love you all too. Thank you so much. And I will go back through and check back with you guys. And I'm good. I'm in OC. I'm in a better geographical location. And that only means that what I bring to you and what I share will be better. So thanks for hanging out. I think that's it. And I will talk to you guys soon. If you have any questions for me about the group, or actually if you have suggestions or what you would like workshops on, I am open to that. And classes on, I am open to that as well. I am looking to do virtual and in-person workshops and events. So no worries if you are not in California. I am looking to expand that way. So Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you all. I love you all, and I cannot wait to continue connecting with you guys. I will see you soon. Bye.